You know why they really took away civil liberties, y'all? You know why they really did it? Because the social engineers in this country know that whenever you have a widening gap of the rich and the poor, whenever you have a widening gap of the rich and the poor, that's a recipe for social upheaval. In any country, I don't care what country you're under. I don't care if it's a communist system, an Islamic system, a capitalist system. I don't care what type of system you're under. When you have a widening gap of the rich and the poor, that's a recipe for social disaster, social upheaval, social political upheaval. They took away our civil liberties, not because of the terrorists in America ready to strike. They took away these civil liberties because they know another 60s type period is coming. They know it. They know it. They're the social engineers. They engineered it. They know it. They see the increase in the poor. They see the increase in the hungry. They see the increase in people who don't have health care. They see that. They know it's coming. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to stop it before it takes off. In the 60s, it took off, then they tried to stop it. Right now, they're trying to stop it before it takes off. But you know what? It's not going to work. Because everything that they do to try to stop it will actually help bring it about. Really, that's how it works. Everything that they do to try to stop y'all, everything that they do to try to stop y'all will actually help bring about the very thing that they were trying to plan against. Right? If you keep going though. If you stay active. If you get involved in the movement. You get involved in the struggle. And so, you got to deal with this. You have to deal with this. It wasn't for the terrorists. It was for Americans. They're spying on Americans. Now, American citizens are being spied on now. American citizens are having their mail open. American citizens are being put under surveillance and so on and so forth. They're violating the Constitution, not of so-called illegal immigrant terrorists. They're violating the constitutional rights of Americans themselves, and that's what it was all about, y'all. And so we have a struggle that we have to undergo. Thank you, bro. I got 5 minutes. You have to keep on this struggle. You have to keep on this struggle. You have to make sure that the administration does not follow, that the administration at least takes a position against what is taking place with respect to the budget cuts, not just the state budget cuts though, that the administration also takes a position against the federal budget cuts, because one of the reasons why the states are cutting their budgets is that they're not getting as much money as they used to get from the feds. Well, one of the reasons why they're not getting as much money from the feds, because the feds is using that money for war. Barack Obama, unfortunately, is increasing the Pentagon budget. He has increased the Pentagon budget more than George Bush did. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't just be enamored over a certain face in the White House. Really, seriously. As long as America is an empire, as long as America is an empire, it cannot produce righteous leaders within their system. As long as that system is controlled, y'all feel me? As long as that system is controlled by the corporations, listen, as long as that system, as long as the political system is controlled by the corporations, it cannot produce real leaders. It can't produce it. The real leaders have to come from outside of the system. They have to come from outside of the system. Do not let them make you think that your main leaders come from inside the system. That is not true. And Barack on the same t-shirt with Malcolm and Martin, no, you can't put Barack on a t-shirt with Martin and Malcolm unless Barack, I'll tell you how Barack get on a t-shirt. I'm telling you how Barack get on a t-shirt. Here's how Barack get on a t-shirt. Barack can get in office and Barack can tell the Mutrafin. He can tell the Pentagon. He can tell the military-industrial complex. He can tell Wall Street, right? He can say, look here, here's how we're going to deal with this. I'm helping the people. I'm helping the people. And that's how we roll it. And check out. Here's the clincher. Here's the clincher, though. Here's the clincher. All Barack got to do is say, and if anything happens to me, if I slip on a bar of soap and break my head, for example, my people going to think the CIA put that soap in. If anything happens to me, see, the first black president can't get assassinated, right? You can't have the first black president get assassinated. See, Barack is in a good position. Barack say, look here, I got y'all. I got y'all. Because it won't look good at all if the first black president is killed or come up with a mysterious disease, right? Everybody gonna know what's up, especially black folks. We don't know what's up. So Barack got him where he wants him. But he didn't use it like that. Because if Barack used it like that, Barack be killed. Now you get on a t-shirt. Yeah, that's how you get on a t-shirt. You get on a t-shirt You get on a t-shirt if you're willing to make the same sacrifices that those two men made. Then you get on the t-shirt. But you can't get in the White House and have all these people suffering, losing their jobs, losing their homes, losing their health care, losing their pensions, killing innocent people in other countries, and get on the shirt. You can't do that. And so I'm telling you, y'all, I'm saying this as a black man. Just because we got a black man in the White House, y'all still got to make them do it. You can't just sit back. You can't just sit back and just let it roll. You can't do it that way. He's owned by the corporations. He didn't raise over $500 million from the little people. He raised that from the corporations. And that's who he's helping. I'm saying this is a black man, so ain't no racial thing going. I'm saying that there is a systemic change that needs to take place in this country. It's not going to happen with a certain person in the White House. It's got to be changed at the root of the system. It's a systemic change that needs to occur. And you have to bring it. And while you're bringing it, you bring it at your own local level. You bring it at campus level. Those in the hood, they got to bring it at that level. Those in the environment, you bring it at that level. Whatever you into, you get into it. Because all these movements are going to hook up. You know, all these movements will eventually hook up. Because we're going up against a system. So black folks do what they got to do. Muslims do what they got to do. Latinos do what they got to do. Progressive white folks do what y'all got to do. Everybody do what they got to do. But realize, we're hooking up this thing. That this bad boy is eventually going to be hooked up because we're going up against a system. Y'all stay strong, stay active, and remember, the movement is basically the movement of what's happening in the UC. This thing is just beginning, y'all. It's just beginning. After you have your rallies, after you have your protests, you have to go right back and you got to go organize. You can't just mobilize, you got to organize too. Contact other campuses, right? Get these statewide bodies, these statewide organizations. There's a statewide BSU. There's a statewide MSA. There's a statewide METRA. There are statewide apparatuses, statewide organizations. You got to get them statewide organizations active because they got to mobilize on a statewide level. If you have leaders in those organizations that are too afraid, you must remove them. If they're too afraid because what the administration might do to them, if they're too afraid because I got one more year to graduate, if they're too afraid, they must be removed. It's got to be people who are willing to make sacrifices, y'all. That's the people it has to be. So get these state apparatuses going. Get these statewide apparatuses going, inshallah, God willing, and then hook up. And then let Schwarzenegger know, let Obama know, let the Congress know, but most importantly, let the mutrafin know. Let the corrupt rich know that we're taking this bad boy back. We're taking it back from you. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.